Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit more of how I've been able to do what I've been able to do for so many years. I do understand, don't get me wrong, I understand it can be very scary when you go out on your own. When there's nobody to ensure anything goes a certain way in your life but you. There's nobody to help you. There's nobody to fall back on or anything when it's just you. And you say, where do I go now from here and what do I do? I understand how scary that can be, especially when you're making your own money, because there is no guarantees in anything in life, not even with a job. So really, in that aspect, there's no difference being on your own versus an employer, because you could be laid off tomorrow. So there's no guarantee in anything. So that just goes out the window. But the very thing that prevents me from being afraid of anything that I do whenever I have a decision to do something is my faith and trust in God. I always pray to God, and I ask for His guidance. I ask for His help. And He knows that when I'm facing something that I've chosen to do, that I need His help, and He helps me. And that's why I don't have any fear of the unknown. Am I going to make enough money? Am I going to be able to make any money? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to keep this vehicle on the road? That is a real fear that a lot of people have when they go out on their own. But I'm here to tell you guys, when you have a lot of faith in God and you leave it into His hands, that fear dissolves. It goes away. Because I'm trusting in something that's guaranteed. God will never forsake you, leave you, forget you, abandon you. When you put your trust in Him, He will stand by you like the most faithful friend you could ever imagine. And that's what I do. And I go at it with no fear. Because fear is the biggest thing that will stop you from any decision that you might otherwise make. Any plan that you may otherwise want to execute. Whatever it is. You know, there's a video or a channel on YouTube of this professional NASCAR driver. And this guy, on the racetrack, the one that you see on ESPN, they're on this famous racetrack. I think it's in Carolina or somewhere. And he's got a GoPro mounted in his race car. And what they do is they charge a fee for fans, race car, NASCAR fans, to put on a helmet and to get in the race car with the driver, and they buckle them in, and all they got is a helmet. The driver's got a helmet and a fire suit in case there was an accident, but the passenger, the fan, only has a helmet on. So you want to talk about being unprepared. But this is my point on fear. These people have no fear because they know that if they let fear get in the way, they will never get to experience what they want to experience if they let fear dictate the decision. So they forego the fear and they get in the vehicle and they get buckled in and they do several laps at 200 miles an hour. Freaks them out because most people have never gone that fast. But they want to know what it's like to be in an actual NASCAR race car going 200 mile an hour around the racetrack. Experience of a lifetime. Nothing happens. They get back to pit row. They get unbuckled and they climb back out of the car. And now they've got an experience they will never forget because they let fear not stop them. And this is how you get the results that you're looking for in life, is by going outside of your comfort zone and doing something that could be scary, but saying, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. And the more you practice this, the less fear you will have in your life, and you will no longer be afraid to do things that are new, exciting, and otherwise scary. And then you're able to actually live your life and start living. Another example is, you guys have all seen and met Bridget on my channel and now her channel. If Bridget let fear get in the way, of sending me an email with her phone number in it, I would have never got to call her. And if I let the fear of talking to some woman I never met in my life get in the way, I would have never called her. She didn't let fear stop her, and I didn't let fear stop me. And the two of us connected over the phone. We talked for a long time, long distance. And now, because we were fearless, we're husband and wife. And I've got the greatest wife that I could possibly ever imagine. And I'm so happy that the two of us connected without letting fear stop us, because now we have a wonderful life together. And it just goes to show you, I'm living proof, you guys, living proof of when you don't let fear put up that roadblock and you take a chance, the wonderful things that can happen that otherwise would not ever happen if you let fear get in the way. So going out on your own, think about it, those people that get in that race car, somebody like me that picks up the phone and calls that person you've never talked to, the opportunities that arise. The people that let fear get in the way, they never live. They never live their life to the fullest potential. They never get to experience the things they otherwise would get to experience because they choose to let fear dictate their decisions. And they don't live. I'm not going to worry about my finances. Will I make enough? Will I make anything? I'm not going to worry about it because it comes through and it works out and it happens because I go at it with a fearless mindset and I let God be my captain. I pray all the time and I thank Him for His blessings, His answered prayers, and His miracles. Always those three things I conclude my prayer with. Thank you, God, for all your answered prayers, your blessings, and your miracles. And I pray in Jesus' mighty name, amen. And that's how I conclude every prayer over dinner, because I know without God, nothing is possible. And God will be by your side like your absolute best friend when you let Him and you reach out to Him, and you guys, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. There's nothing more freeing in life than being your own boss, making your own schedule, making your own decisions, and being tied to nobody. My YouTube channel I don't even consider it work. I just make a video and I upload it and I'm done. A lot of YouTubers will say, oh, it takes hours and hours of editing. No, it don't. No, it don't. From beginning to finish, to make a video and edit it and then put it up on YouTube, you guys know how long it takes me? 45 minutes. So if I put out one video a week, and it only takes 45 minutes from beginning to end to when it's published up on YouTube, that's how much time I'm putting in a month to make what I make per month on YouTube. And what I make on YouTube is more in my bank account every month than any employer could ever direct deposit into my account, working a full-time 40-hour job with overtime. Why would anybody not want to do that? I don't have to answer to anybody. I do my own thing. I can go to appointments and they say, well, what time works best for you when I make an appointment? And I say, anytime. Do you want mornings, afternoons? What time do you want? I say, anytime. Any day, anytime. And they're like, well, you're easy. And it's like, yeah, because I'm my own boss. I don't have to answer to somebody and I don't have to get permission from an employer to go see a doctor. I don't have to get permission from an employer to go with Bridget to Iowa. If it was 70 degrees out right now and I wanted to go fishing tomorrow morning, I can do it. And it's all because I made the decision to never work for anybody ever again. And I won't ever again work for anybody. Because I've seen the light. That you have more freedom and more wealth and more money in your pocket, in your wallet, in your bank account than you ever otherwise would have working for somebody that's just going to keep you poor, tired, and depressed to where you're going to hate your life. Because most people, you guys, work jobs they don't even like. They're doing it for the money. And the money really isn't enough to make it worth the hell they're living for it. A lot of people can relate to that and say, yes, Kevin, that's true. Because they know it's true. Very few people ever find their dream job. And if you do find your dream job, is it really giving you the life you truly want? I hope it is. But if it's not, then you need to find your own dream job and do it yourself. Create your own dream job. Create something you love doing and be your own boss and CEO. And be the one that makes your own schedule. Because I'm telling you guys, it's the only way to be truly free and to live the American dream. Because the American dream isn't about having a big house and a luxury car and taking trips. The American dream is being happy and being free and living your life on your terms the way you want to live your life. That is the American dream. It's not about the money. It's not about wealth. People measure wealth in different ways. Some say it's about the money. Some say it's about the freedom. Some say it's about just being tied to nothing. It's all in your own perspective. To me, the American dream is the freedom. The absolute freedom in a country that is truly free. It's the only way to get the taste of that. Because when you're bucking a deadline, punching a clock, going in every day with a mundane day in, day out routine, you just become a robot, a sheep. Just another sheep of the herd. And you're just a number. And no company really cares about you because they can replace you in a second, in a nanosecond. Because there's more people to employ to where they really don't need to hang on to you for any reason. They know that. And you should know that too. Because if you don't know that, you're living a naive life. Because all these governmental people that just recently got laid off are making YouTube videos and crying and saying, I never saw it coming and I didn't think I'd lose my job. You know, I was working for the IRS, or I was in this office position with the government and I thought I was locked in for life and was going to have a retirement and a pension and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden they go into work and they're like, pack your crap, you're done. Any job can do that. It doesn't matter if it's a government job or working for a mom and pop shop down on the corner of 7th and 14th Street. Anybody can be let go. So if you think it's fearful striking it out on your own, it's just as fearful working for somebody. Because from day to day, you never know if you're even going to still have your job. Then what? Yeah, I like it better on my own because at least I can't be laid off. I can't be fired. I can't have someone telling me, well, I'm sorry, Kev, I can't give you tomorrow off for you to go see your doctor. You're going to have to wait till next month because we got to get caught up and John keeps calling in and he's not at work today and we need to fill in for him and all the bullshit they always tell you all the time. I don't have to deal with any of that. Thank God. Thank God. God has been really good to me. He's blessed me, and he can do the same thing for you so long as you put your trust in God. And you tell God. Talk to him like you talk to your best friend, like you talk to your own mother or your own father and say, look, this is what I want to do. And please, God, I ask for your blessings because it's scary. I want to do this because I want to take control of my life. And I want to have more time to be out in the outdoors to enjoy your beautiful creation. And believe you me, he would be smiling ear to ear and he'd be so happy to give you everything that you desire in your life because he knows he wants you to be happy in your life. He wants you to be able to have the time to get out in nature and enjoy his creation. That's what he created it for. It's for our enjoyment, not for us to be a slave to some employer to where we never get time to ever even see this beautiful country, to ever take a road trip, to ever do anything that we otherwise would love to do. This is why you got to not have fear, folks. Drop the fear, take a chance, take a big chance, take a big leap, do something crazy and different that will better your life. And I'm telling you what, you'll be so glad you did. And it builds your bravery to where then you won't have to think twice about the next thing you want to do. That's true living right there. That's true living. People that live in a box, go to work every day and they're afraid to do anything, make any decision, just follow the rules, the playbook that keeps you suppressed. I feel very sorry for those people. They never get to taste the sweet nectar of life, true life, until one day they get sick and tired of being sick and tired and they decide, I've got to do something different. And then they realize what they've been missing for so many years. You'll never know unless you start. And the sooner you start, the happier you will be. And you'll wish you did it long, long ago. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.